A dangerous hobby. Leo loved heights. While other teenagers played video games or sports, Leo climbed. He started with trees in his backyard, then moved to the roof of his family's garage. His parents always told him, "Leo, be careful. That's a dangerous hobby." But for Leo, the higher he went, the more alive he felt. The world looked different from up high, smaller, quieter, and full of possibilities. His best friend, Mia, was the opposite. She preferred keeping her feet firmly on the ground. She liked painting and reading, and she worried about Leo. "Why can't you collect stamps or something safe?" she often asked him. Leo would just smile and say, "Where's the fun in that?" One sunny afternoon, Leo discovered an old, abandoned building on the edge of town. It was once a famous hotel, but now it was empty and forgotten. The building was 10 stories tall, with rusty fire escapes and broken windows. To Leo, it was perfect. He took a photo with his phone and showed it to Mia. "Are you crazy?" Mia exclaimed, her eyes wide with fear. "That building looks like it could fall down any minute. You can't climb that." "It's solid," Leo said confidently. "I just want to see the view from the top. Imagine what the city looks like from there." Mia shook her head. "This isn't like climbing a tree, Leo. This is illegal and really, really dangerous." But Leo had already made up his mind. He spent the next few days planning. He studied the building from different angles, looking for the safest way up. He decided to climb early on Saturday morning when few people were around. Saturday arrived, and the sky was clear and blue. Leo packed a small backpack with a bottle of water, a flashlight, and his phone. He met Mia near the building. She had come to try and stop him one last time. "Please, Leo, don't do this," she begged. "What if you get hurt? What if someone sees you and calls the police?" "I'll be fine," Leo said, giving her a reassuring pat on the shoulder. "I'll text you when I reach the top." He approached the building. The main entrance was boarded up, but he found a side door that was slightly open. He slipped inside. The interior was dark and smelled of dust and decay. Broken furniture and pieces of the ceiling lay scattered on the floor. Leo turned on his flashlight and found the staircase. The stairs were made of concrete but were cracked in many places. He started climbing, carefully testing each step before putting his full weight on it. The first few floors were easy, but as he went higher, the damage got worse. On the 5th floor, part of the staircase had collapsed, leaving a big gap. Leo had to jump to reach the next set of stairs. His heart pounded, but he made it. He continued upward. On the 8th floor, he heard a strange creaking sound. He stopped and listened. The sound was coming from above. He slowly climbed to the 9th floor and saw that the ceiling was sagging, with water dripping from a crack. He needed to move quickly but carefully. Finally, he reached the door to the roof. It was locked, but the lock was old and rusty. He pushed hard, and with a loud crack, the door swung open. Leo stepped out onto the roof. The view was breathtaking. He could see the entire city, the streets, the parks, the river winding through the buildings. The sun was rising, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. Leo felt on top of the world. He took out his phone to text Mia, but then he noticed something worrying. The roof was in bad condition. There were cracks everywhere, and some parts looked like they could break easily. He decided to stay near the center, where the roof seemed strongest. He took a few photos and was about to leave when he heard a loud cracking sound beneath him. Before he could move, a section of the roof gave way, and Leo fell. He landed hard on a beam 1 floor below, his leg hitting something sharp. Pain shot through his body. He looked down and saw that he was lying on a narrow metal beam, with a long drop to the floor below. His leg was bleeding, and he couldn't move it. He was trapped. Leo tried to reach his phone, but it had fallen out of his pocket during the fall. He saw it lying on a ledge just out of reach. Panic started to set in. He was alone, injured, and no one knew where he was except Mia. But would she come looking for him? Down on the street, Mia was pacing nervously. Leo had promised to text her, but 30 minutes had passed, and she hadn't heard anything. She tried calling his phone, but it went straight to voicemail. Something was wrong. She knew she had to do something. She couldn't climb the building herself, but she could get help. She ran to the nearest store and asked the owner to call the police and an ambulance. Then, she went back to the building and waited, her heart racing. Soon, the police and paramedics arrived. Mia explained the situation, and the police called for a fire truck with a ladder. Meanwhile, Leo was trying to stay calm. He shouted for help, but his voice echoed in the empty building. He was losing hope when he heard sirens in the distance. The sound grew louder, and soon he saw red and blue lights flashing through the broken windows. "Help! I'm up here," he shouted as loudly as he could. A firefighter appeared at the hole in the roof. "Stay calm, son. We're going to get you out of there." The firefighters set up a rescue operation. They lowered a harness and carefully lifted Leo to safety. His leg was badly injured, and he was taken to the hospital in an ambulance. Mia rode with him, holding his hand. At the hospital, the doctor told Leo that he had broken his leg and would need to wear a cast for several weeks. He was lucky, it could have been much worse. Leo's parents arrived, looking worried and angry. "We told you that climbing was dangerous," his mother said, tears in her eyes. "You could have been killed." Leo looked at Mia, who had tears in her eyes too. "I'm sorry," he said. "I was stupid. I thought I was invincible, but I'm not." After that day, Leo didn't stop climbing entirely, but he became much more careful. He joined a climbing gym where he could practice safely, with proper equipment and supervision. He even convinced Mia to try it once, and to her surprise, she enjoyed it, as long as her feet weren't too far off the ground. Leo learned that a hobby could be exciting without being life-threatening. He still loved heights, but he respected them too. And he never forgot the day his dangerous hobby almost cost him everything.